Hello and welcome back. Today's video is going to feature the Boss AC3 Acoustic Simulator.
This is Everything Guitar.
What this pedal does is take you from an electric guitar sound, and it's just a cheap and easy way of transforming your electric guitar sound supposedly into an acoustic. So we're going to find out what it does today. It's not a new pedal, but it's probably still worth giving my view of the pedal and see if it's right for you. The one good thing about this pedal, it's got separate outputs, so you can then put one output that goes to the PA via a DI. I'm not doing that, I'm just basically using it in the straight through mode. Today the ACS1 amp simulator won't be on, it's just running immediately through it. It's just because I'm doing other demos today, so I'm just leaving that in the chain. And I've got it running straight from a Fender Telecaster, and this is the one that's a single coil and a humbucker. It's the American Performer Telecaster. So we're running that into the AC3. Later on I'll run it into the TC sub and up. Maybe we'll try and attempt a 12-string effect. And then it's going out into the Canvas stereo, which is running in mono. But the whole point of that is that it's kind of acting as a DI. So it's a line out DI. It won't be doing anything to the sound other than getting it to the sound recorder. So you have the line out jack and the guitar amp out jack, so I'm only using it on guitar amp out, and that enables me to be able to switch between my clean sound and the AC3 sound. So at the moment I've got the level all the way up just to get a decent recording tone. So I'll give you an idea what the clean tones are like through the Telecaster. Bridge pickup. Neck pickup. This is the in-between sound, which may be the preferred tone. I'm not sure for the acoustic, we're going to have to see. I'll just explain some of the controls before we start, because this could get complicated otherwise. When you switch this on, you've got a reverb control. So this is probably the simplest to explain. I'll leave these two at noon at the moment. So here on top, so it's very handy to have your own reverb, you know, because for acoustic guitar players, sometimes that's all you need. When you're strumming chords or whatever, maybe you want a little bit of reverb. Now you've got a body control and a top control. The body control obviously changes the kind of resonance of the body effect. Usually you can get a big bodied sound or a sort of small bodied sound. You do have controls here for jumbo, standard and the rest of it, but the body can kind of make it sound big. Kind of big and boomy. A bit like if you move the microphone around and you're moving it further towards the sound hole, you might get that sort of more boomy sound. So it enables you just to tune the sound. And just find that level of depth that you want in the sound. I mean, a lot of people when they're strumming, they just want a quite thin sound. So yes, there's the body effect. Now I'm going to leave the body effect around about there. For strumming, I would say maybe you want less body sound. If you were playing solo, let's say, using more thumb picking, you might want more bass. I'm going to assume that you might be a strummer. You might want more of a strummer and arpeggiated effect rather than actual finger picking. So I'm going to assume that a lot of strumming type players and rhythm type players are going to use this just to have some kind of strum effect, you know, as if they're in the Eagles or some sort of acoustic band, or maybe the Beatles. So I'm going to keep the body down, and then let's explore this tone. So it's affecting the upper harmonics. Very dull sound. You can hear the sound getting brighter. So you get to there and it's kind of sounding almost quite artificial. So this is all down to the type of sound you want. Some people like quite a thin sound in the background and just not a lot of volume. Just remind yourself of the electric sound. I'm in the middle position at the moment. You can hear it's kind of harsh, you know, compared to this pedal. Softens the sound up. Okay, so that is just in standard mode. What happens when we put it into jumbo mode? Well, let's find out. Is it much different? So this one sounds like there's more mid-range presence. Someone accused me in a video recently of not using the extremes, so I may show you the extremes in each setting. So here we go. Let's go full bass, full treble. You can hear how scratchy that is. Take that down a bit, the top end. Still sounds a little bit artificial there. Let's take that bass end down. And again, remind you of what the tone sounds like without. It's not the most inspiring sound, but that is a direct sound with the electric. Obviously it's not going through the amp sim. If I put the amp sim on. So you could imagine you'd be going between these two settings, amp sim off, acoustic on. So that's a better comparison really between clean and dirty sound. But at least this way you can hear what it's doing to the sound, as opposed to what it's doing with an amp. And this serves an interesting point, because I don't think you should really try and use this with a guitar amp, because the speaker will restrict the sound and make everything sound horrible. I wouldn't advise doing that, so I turn the amp off and use this direct. You know, that's the way you're going to get the best sound. So you can almost get rid of all the bass body there on this jumbo set. Anyway, I hope you've heard enough of that. The reason I tend not to use a lot of the extreme settings is because it makes the videos a bit longer. I'd rather keep things short and sweet. Some people like these longer videos, I don't know about. Okay, let's start this at noon. We're now on the enhance mode. Enhance, providing a sharper attack than the standard tone. The tone does not become masked by the sounds of other instruments, even in bands and ensembles. I'm not sure what that means. Providing a sharper attack than the standard tone. Okay, so it's kind of almost like the difference between soundboards. Cedar, slower to act. Spruce is quite direct, quite fast. We've moved to the front pickup, the neck pickup. So yes, that's the enhanced mode. Not really a lot to say about that, other than jumbo, standard, jumbo, enhance. So the enhance maybe is quicker response. So it's kind of standard, sort of slightly slower. Is there kind of more of an immediate effect. Maybe there is. Maybe the enhanced mode is good for finger pickers. Let's put the bass up. Let's try it. Am I detecting something a bit plainer about the sound as opposed to the jumbo? They're all giving you a different sense of mid-range and harmonics. Okay, now piezo. They say it gives you the tone of a round back guitar. They mean an Ovation. There were different pickups for that, but the original Ovation pickup did have a specific sound. So let's see. Starts off at noon. Does it sound like an Ovation? I'm not sure. Between that and enhance. You can hear the mid-range and the treble there. Jumbo. Big hole in the sound in jumbo in the mid-range. That's kind of got like a, what I would assume to be about an 800 Hertz peak. So this is the piezo. Bit of mid-range there. Let's just see if we can get bridge pickup now. Can we get a kind of 12-string effect? Let's go to the standard. Keep the effect on us kind of subtle. I'm not sure the sub and up likes being last. Yeah, maybe there's an order thing here that the subbing up wants to be first. I wanted the Acoustic Simulator to be first just to make sure I get the best sound from the pedal. So what is actually going on? So out of the settings, it seems to like the enhanced mode, the 12-string effect. That's interesting. You can hear that it... Let's see what it's like. So the sub and up likes the enhanced setting. Okay, now I've just done a bit of swapping around and I'm going to try the octave before the AC3 and just see if it affects the AC3, because certainly the sub and up was getting a little bit upset with the pedal order. So let's see what happens. See if it sounds better. The in-between position. You can never get a 12-string effect that's that convincing, but does it get you anywhere nearer? Even on a subtle setting, well, you'll have to be the judge of that. Try the front pickup, the neck. Okay, let's quickly run over some specifications. Well, it's a 39 milliamp power draw, standard 9 volt DC, pin negative. Power supply required, can run off batteries. It's a 1 mega ohm input impedance. So obviously there's a buffer. Maybe the buffer works better after the sub and up. Maybe it's something like that that was upsetting it. If you're going to use an octave pedal and try and simulate a 12-string, maybe I'd put the octave before. I certainly felt happier like that. I like the fact that it's got the reverb. I think that's a really handy feature, so you can run out with the separate outputs. I think that's excellent. You can run to a DI box. For instance, if you have a micro DI, you could run your line out straight to micro DI, keep the cabinet simulator off, run straight to your balanced output. Certainly there's a lot of control with this that I like. If you're going to run in line with the guitar amp, well, I wouldn't say it's your best option. Run separately if you can, and then cut your guitar signal, which is a bit more of a rigmarole to get set up, but the sound benefits are way better than running through your guitar amp, which is such a restrictive sound. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. I hope this video helped you, and please like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.